So we're so excited. We are going to Virginia. Do you know what's in Virginia? Colonial Willamsburg. Take a step back. And we have been making costumes for Colonial Willamsburg. It's so cute. So by the end of this video, you're going to see us make this right here. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we're going to do is take our drape and fold it in half and then sew this top piece. Okay, so your drape actually looks, see, we've hemmed the bottom here, and your drape kind of looks odd because you have this sewn hem, but that's how it's supposed to look. So I'm going to take my bodice top here. Oops, I'm going to give it to you upside down. Let's see. So here's the top, like this. And then I'm going to sew, move you away a little bit. Okay. This was very confusing at first. So this that you just sewed together is going to be the side here. So what I do is, and how I made the, I'll show you the other one. So what we're doing right now is this drape piece. This line right here is what I want to sew just straight. If you try and ruffle that part, then it comes out really buckly, and then I had to like undo it. So this doesn't seem like it's going to make sense. So you have this part, and then that piece you just sewed is this way, and then this part, and you're basically sewing from the middle center here all the way around to the back. So I'm going to do that now. And you sew your drape on before you sew your skirt on. Or that's what I did, and it came out the best when I did it that way. Okay, let's see. Grab this over here. Oh, no, wrong way. I had it the right way the first time. So I'm gonna sew this straight. Sorry, my baby's been getting me up quite a bit at night. Had 2 afternoon coffees. I usually have 1. 2 afternoon coffees for what was happening today. I don't even know that it helped. So I'm at the end of the white part, and then I'm just gonna kind of like pull it down to meet this little point here. Can you see this little point? I'm just gonna pull it flush with that. Let's see. And then I'm moving my fabric so I'm not gonna get any wrinkles in there. I'm gonna sew to the end of the point, stick my needle in, come back up, and now this is the bodice and this is the drape, and I have all this bodice left. So now what I'm doing is I am just wrinkling it all in here and sewing it like that. And I have it like backwards on the sewing machine. Oops. Sorry. Trying to do it this way so you can see it a little bit better. And your seam is going to go right around that same side, same thing. Like your seam should almost match up. There's quite a bit of ruffling. I don't know what you want to call it. Because see how much crinkle I got to put in there. It's easier, obviously, if you have this part sliding over the other side, but I don't have a very good camera set up. So I'm just doing it like this. So I'm going to match my ends. There. So going to show you this. See how this side just drapes down like that? So when you go to do your skirt, you're sewing. So now you have this drape part on, and then you're sewing your skirt in here on top of that drape layer. So in this one, the bodice is pink and then the drape is on top. So you're almost sandwiching it in. So you would take this and flip it up like that, and then you'll lay your fabric. I still have mine on. That your fabric will go on top, and you're sewing it like that. As you sew this, you're going to need to, you don't want to crinkle it up. You want to actually pleat this one. So I'll try to come back and do that. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks on how to do things on like a budget. So our fabric that we bought in the green, that we bought the whole bolt for $14.99, and it's 25 yards. We bought some fabric from it's like a thrift type store, and we got that for $1 a yard. So we have the bottom of the little girls, the bottom of this one is from that store. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things. The necklines. Oh, and let's see. The white is just a sheet. You could very easily have used a sheet for this green part. I mean, $14.99 for 25 yards is great. One thing that I don't like cheesing out on is thread, because whenever I do my sewing machine, you'll probably notice that my sewing machine clumps up with some of the white ones, and the white is a different thread, and it's really annoying. So here is the center of this here for her dress. And then we have the two drapes coming down. This neckline, I didn't want to show it on her because she would be embarrassed if I did that. So the other necklines I had some issues with as well. So what I did was, you see this neckline here. I took a sheet, just a regular white sheet, which I used for the edges and for this white part. And I took the bottom of it, how it's like folded over. See here? And all I did was add that to the top to make a little ruffle. And it just gives that little bit. It comes up probably like here, which would be okay. But if you bent over, it's really straight across here. And if you bent over, then you can see like down the top. So they felt more comfortable with something a little bit higher. The little kids didn't really care. But the older middle kids really wanted that. And I think it looks cute like this with just this little bit of ruffle on top. And it matches this perfectly because it's from the same sheet. Another thing is I learned this years ago when we didn't have very much money, but the fabric that we have here, so this is her top. This is the bottom to hers. And we did not have, has tons of pleats in it. You can see this, see the amount of pleat work in that. So this whole thing, let's see, 1, 2, probably like 2.5 yards wide for a 11-year-old girl. So anyway, this, I didn't actually have enough fabric if I were to cut it according to the way that it was. But what you can do is, so here's my middle piece. And I want my best piece to come out of the middle. That's going to be like in the front. I want my best piece to come out of the front. So this is the front piece. I have a pin right there to show like the center. And then this side I was able to cut just fine. But then over the other side, I didn't have enough fabric. So what I did was I just pieced together the amount of pieces that I would need in order to equal that same pattern piece, if that makes sense. So you like would sew the pieces together in strips and then lay your pattern on top of that. And then you're going to cut it out like that. And if you're making something like that has pleats, you're not even really going to notice it, because what will happen is when you are doing this, you can just tuck that pleat right. You can tuck the seam right in there, right? So, and then here's another one. So I would just tuck that seam behind, and you can't even tell the difference. So you can actually have less fabric and do it like that if you needed to do it like that, which I did with this. Another thing is some of the little girls' dresses had like some staining or whatever on it. And if you look really close, you can see it. It's not actually staining. It's almost like where it was folded, there was like a line, and the line just looks a little bit darker because it was like, I don't know. My mother had bought it, so I don't know if it was like, I think that it was just like the way that it was folded on the shelf and maybe the way the light was getting to it or something like that. Anyway, just try to make those pieces like underneath. You can try to make those pieces like underneath something like this, right? I couldn't even find like something that I was talking about, and we tried to like cut around it, but you can always try to like just maneuver it so that it's not actually being seen, and you can save money that way. So each one of the dresses we made, I had a hat. So this dress here, I have 3 like this, and the ribbon for all the dresses I got from Dollar Tree for $1 a roll. The pink one did 3 dresses, so it was like 33 cents. This is an old sheet. I think it was given to us. So the white cost us nothing. The pink I was able to get 3 dresses out of, and it cost $5. It was like part of a bolt that I bought at like that. And then this, my mother had bought for $1 a yard at like a thrift store. So that's really cheap. And then I have zippers in the back, and most of my zippers are zippers that I like took out of something or that have been given to me. So usually those are free. So this dress, $25. 25 yards for $14.99. So that's super cheap. I probably used maybe 2 yards, if that. So you're looking at these dresses are going to cost like $5 or less, most likely, for like any of these sizes. This was again some of the ribbon from the Dollar Tree and then the free sheet. So yeah, we're going to now take this and sew our actual skirt on. So like we did last time with this here, we are going to take, go find my middle. We're going to take this here, and I'm going to sew just this middle section first. I'll sew this first, and then I'll show you the What's real, you got to really make sure that you don't get wrinkles in there while you're doing this. Okay, I got it. I'll switch it around for the next part because I'm holding it with 2 hands. Goodness. I should have thought of that prior. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an angle on this. Let me see. So, yeah, I don't know that maybe it will work. If you fall over, I'm sorry. Okay. I think it's all right. I kind of like wedged it up here. All right, so I'm just going to lift my foot and do this white part. That's all I'm concerned about right now, is doing the white part, because I don't want it to look buckled right there. Okay. So now I'm going to go throughout the rest of the dress, and I'm going to fold it, sew, fold it, sew. Okay. Okay, so I'm putting my needle down. Then I'm going to take and make a fold. You can either do it towards you or away from you. Just got to kind of keep it consistent. So I'm making sure all my under fabric is like this and all my over fabric is like this, so that these aren't going to get caught up in here. Okay. So I'm going to fold and sew, stop on that fold, and then I'm going to pick up again, fold over, and sew, stop on that, and then fold over. See how I'm getting this that I sewed together? I'm going to, can you take that conversation that way? Fold over again, and then we're going to sew. And then once you're on that top of the fold, that's when you're going to fold the other one over. So then you have like a consistent amount, and it helps if you hold your bottom part too and you're lifting it and then you're folding it. And it's probably a healthy inch, I would say, apart, probably like if I were to measure it, probably would be like 1.25 inches. But then again, I want to make sure that all my seams, see, I came to another seam. So this one right here, I can't pull it up too high. I don't know if you can see that. I can't pull this one up too high, the seam. So I'm just going to do a smaller fold in, a smaller pleat. So I'm hiding that behind. Okay. But then the next one I'll do a little bit bigger so I don't have too much fabric. So fold over. And then constantly adjusting to make sure you're not catching any of the inner fabric in there. And I'm add another one, add another seam here, fold over. Fold over. Over. If they're not perfect, that's okay because it's just pleats and it's underneath the drape. Get your back stitch in there and you're good. Okay. Bang there. Okay. Sometimes when things get sticky like that, then you're might be, no, I guess I'm not at the end of the bobbin. Okay. So now I have that done. And I'm going to go to the other side and do the same exact thing. This side will be a little bit easier because I don't have as many folds in there. So we have the bodice, the drape, and the skirt. Make sure everything's laying flat. Foot down. And make sure that you don't have this, for such a small dress, it has quite a bit of like weight and bulkiness to it. So make sure it's not all coming towards you because then it's going to have like weird stitches. All right, so start that off and then we're going to fold over. Oh, maybe you can see it better this way. And fold over. I hope you can. I don't have perfect gear, and honestly, I'm not a seamstress. This is just, I'm doing this for my kids, you know? This is like mommy sewing hour, not professional seamstress sewing hour. So hope y'all can appreciate that. And I do things on the cheap, and I try to do them quickly because my time is precious. Foot started to push that seam up. Okay, so we have a seam here. We're going to lift that seam, fold it right in there. Make sure you're not catching any of the drape is trying to sneak in there. See, trying to sneak up in there. Yeah, my piece was trying to do a little sneak up. Sometimes, like I said, the weight of that bodice was just coming right up there. So I am at the end here. I just have one more sew spot to do. And I have met up the original here. All right. Now's the exciting part. You get to see like what it actually came out as. So this is hoping, let's see. Let's move you over here and see if you guys can see it better if I put you here. And then stand back here. So now you can really see how it's going to flow out. So all that I need to do on this right here is I'm going to sew. Oh, that's why I have this too. See the facing how I just, oops, it helps if I show you, huh? Right here, I'm going to, when I get my piece to do the top thing, the sheet part there, this I'll sew down and then I'll just sew straight across here and then sew across right here. So that will all be sewn in. So the only things that we need to do, oh, see, I caught it. I'll have to take it out. See how easy it is to catch it? See how it just puckered up in there? So just got to take this seam right there out and fix that. But it's really hard, like with that drape. Just make sure you watch for that. And if you do, you just take it out and redo it. I mean, that's life, right? Life's full of mistakes. So like that, we just need to do that. Then what we'll do is on the back, I will fold this, iron this, put my zipper in, and then do the bottom up to the zipper and then hem it, and then we are good. So I will be back when I am all done, and maybe I'll get some of the little girls to put their dresses on for you. So we'll be back. So we're back. The dress is done. I'm gonna, or I say done, but it's really not done. I have to fix something. I'll show you in a second. So let's see. This is the dress. Isn't it so pretty? So I love the colors together on this dress. We had the same issue with the size 14. This is a size 10. She's 11 years old. But see how this comes out? I tried to fix it with this here, but it's still really popping out here. I think what I'm going to do is take this seam off here and this seam off here and just pull it in just a smidge there. But overall, it's super cute, isn't it? Oops, headless. Sorry, you're headless. Turn around. Let's see it. So pretty, huh? Well, we hope you guys have a great day. And if you choose to make this pattern, make sure you're going like 2 sizes smaller than you need for this pattern. All right, bye.